So there's this pretty popular video game franchise that just so happens to be Emma's favorite video game series of all time, and it just recently got made into a pretty popular show on Amazon Prime, and we are talking about Fallout, of course. Emma really wanted to make a Fallout doll. I'm starting to watch the show and I'm starting to kind of play the games, so I am less versed in the knowledge compared to Emma, but I am nonetheless still very excited to make this custom doll today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. To start things off, today's base doll is going to be a G1 Monster High Cleo Denial. This is actually a Schools Out Cleo, so please try not to come for me, but I understand if you have frustrations about me using this as the base doll today. I'm doing all the usual prep work, starting by cutting off all of her old hair, and then removing her head by dunking her into some boiling water, and then removing all the plugs and glue from the inside of the head with my needle nose pliers. And then I like to paint the scalp to match the new hair color whenever I do the reroot. At first we were on blonde, so I painted the scalp a blonde color, and then we changed it to brown, so it'll be brown later. I just don't repaint it again on camera. I have a lot of brown hair colors left over from previous customs, so I didn't order any new hair for this one. I'm just grabbing a lot of different shades of brown out of my stock box and working with what I got. Whenever I reroot, I like to pull the strands down to make sure they're even on both sides. That way the hair length will be pretty much the same all the way across. And then a couple hours of rerooting later, you have this beautiful new head of doll hair. To seal the new hair into place, I like to use my Fabri-Tac glue, squeeze a bunch of that inside the head, and let that dry for a couple hours. And now that the hair is done, I can get started on her face up. So first of all, I'm removing all the factory paint with my 100% acetone. And once that is done, I make sure to rinse her face off with some soap and water. It was actually fairly cold outside the days that I was working on this face, so my Mr. Super Clear was not really drying or sticking to the vinyl as well as I had hoped, so I kind of ended up freehanding a lot of this face with my acrylic paint. So that is also a strategy I would like to show you guys, or technique maybe, that I think is a lot easier once you have a lot of experience doing face-ups, because it can be very nerve-wracking to just go straight in with acrylic paint, but I think eventually a lot of people can get there as long as they are comfortable enough. Whenever I'm painting on really sharp, thin lines, I like to do that last after I've dipped the paintbrush into paint. That way there's like a very minimal amount of paint actually left on the brush, and it's easier to get those sharp, crisp lines. Since my pencils weren't really showing up today, I started by just filling out the whites of her eyes with my acrylic paint. That way I can draw over top of that and fill out the circles for her irises. So pretty much all I was able to do with my pencil for this face up was sketch out the basic shapes of her eyes and then the shapes of her eyebrows. That way there was the baseline of symmetry, or to the best that I could get. I wanted this face up to be pretty, but not like a full glam makeover, obviously, so I'm keeping it very minimal with the makeup. Just kind of doing this nude color of eyeshadow that's more so to highlight the lids of her eyes than to do like a makeup look. And then I really wanted to show you guys how I freehand paint eyelashes, but my camera went out of focus for the entire process, so I have really no good footage to show for that. So then I added just a hint of brown eyeshadow underneath her eye. I thought this could give her like the illusion that she has like eye bags, she's really tired, she's been walking around all day, something of that nature. And then I grabbed my mechanical pencil and start drawing out where her irises are going to be. And then come right back with my acrylic paint and start outlining the shapes of her iris. Then I fill in the circles with a dark green acrylic paint. She has hazel eyes, so I'm adding these like hints of brown on the inside, just drawing on lines. And then to add a bit of depth and shadow into the whites of her eyes, I am using a blue acrylic paint to make it look more dimensional. I did a quick outline with my mechanical pencil of where her pupils are going to go, and then quickly filled that in with my black acrylic paint. For her lips, I'm just giving her a natural nude lip color. I mean, if you can find some lipstick out in the wasteland, I still would not put that on. And to highlight her eyes, I'm just putting some white acrylic paint on the end of a dotting tool. And like always, if you're looking for any of the materials that I'm using in this video, or any of the materials that Emma is using in this video, we each have our own affiliate links to a full material list in the description. Now, to give the illusion that she has been fighting and been through a lot, Emma and I wanted her to have blood splatters on her face, maybe some cuts of her own, and then I also added a really watered down brown in some spots, like if she fell in the mud or she got sand kicked in her face. I don't know, it's just she looks dirty and she's been through it. She does kind of look like she has a full face of makeup on underneath, but I mean, you can be a warrior and glamorous at the same time. Now I'm, of course, still adding some gloss varnish to her lips and some spots where the blood and dirt is at. I kind of wanted her to have the wet look. Would she be hydrated? Probably not. She would probably have really chapped lips in reality, but I can do what I want. Emma went ahead and 3D printed her some really cool accessories, and then I'm just painting these based on a reference photo I have up on the side because I don't remember what color everything is. I started off on the base with really vibrant colors, like the metallic looks like brand new and shiny, and then I'm taking a really watered down black acrylic paint and completely brushing over the entire gun with this because that is a weathering technique, I believe. Maybe it's not black, maybe it's something else, but I think it turned out pretty cool and grungy looking, like a beat up gun. And here's the gun with the paint fully dry. I think it looks pretty sick. I think I ended up adding a little bit more weathering to it off camera. And then I started painting the Pip-Boy. This thing is essentially a wearable computer. It looks like it would be really heavy and painful on my skinny little wrist, but Apple Watch, count your days. I think one of my favorite details that I was able to paint on this thing was the tiny little Vault Boy muscle man pose when he's on the strength screen. It's a little hard to tell what it is, but I think it looks really cool if you know.
Can I just say how excited I am for the next season of this show? I cannot wait. If you don't know what this is, welcome to Fallout. Amazon Prime's TV rendition of Fallout follows Lucy, a vault dweller from Vault 33, on a mission to save her dad. In the show, Lucy's outfit includes her vault suit, leather armor, and her Pip-Boy. She is also covered in blood and dirt from the wasteland, so we wanted to make sure to incorporate this on our doll. I'm gonna go and start out with this super stretch pattern that I got from DG Requiem, and then I'm going to cut that out of some blue stretch fabric, and I'm going to add some gold fabric. I sewed and weathered the outfit off camera and added her Pip-Boy. Now taking some faux leather I had in storage, I'm going to put that on my Cricut and cut it out. Sorry guys for not filming too much of this, I don't know what happened. Now after all my pieces are cut out, I can start assembling them together. To assemble all the pieces together, I ended up using some E6000 glue. And with that, the leather armor is done, and her outfit is pretty much done. Now, onto the stand. Once again, going in with my Cricut, I'm going to cut some vinyl for her stand. For her stand, I was between making her vault door or making a Nuka-Cola bottle cap, but we decided to go with the vault door. Now for the weeding, my favorite part. Originally, this doll was going to be my own OC, but then the show came out and I decided we had to make Lucy. Like, she is so cute in the show. And so we did it. Okie dokie. Taking our new XTool machine, we are going to cut her stand out of wood. This part is also very scary, but very satisfying. With all of our pieces together, the only thing left to do is iron on the vinyl. Then Morgan's just going to go in with some silver paint and go around the edges to make it look like the vault. Ooh! And with that, our Fallout doll is done.
I think this doll came out really beautiful and also very grunge looking, and I think she looks really accurate, so I think we pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah, and we found this like burnt down retro diner, so we were on the way to vacationing with my family and we were like, we have to stop there, take pictures. And also my uncle, shout out to my Uncle Mike, he actually worked on the set of Fallout, I learned, and he worked on like the background and like the cornfield and stuff like that, so that was really fun to learn.
Like always, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you so much to Ohio from Ohio, Cat Lady, Jazur, Totally Spooky, Keela Hart, Will and Melito, Emmy Lisis, Christian, Sylphic Studios, Emma, Vinyl Bunny, Kate, Amanita Truffle, Daisy, Maisie Woodgate, Anson, Miss Chips, Darn, and Marissa. And if any of you are interested in possibly purchasing this doll, she will be available on our shop very soon. Keep an eye out for updates over on my Instagram or on the community tab page. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like and commenting and possibly subscribing if you aren't already, it really helps out the channel. So hopefully we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!